So now I will explain in how many ways we can define a thread. So up to this we covered the basic introduction. What is multitasking? How many types of multitasking is there? Whether we have to go for process based multitasking or thread based multitasking. These are things we covered already, right? Now can you tell whether we have to go for thread based or process based multitasking? Thread based or process based? Thread based multitasking. Whether it is process based or thread based, what is the main objective of multitasking, or what is main advantage of multitasking? Performance will be improved. Within the less time, the overall task is going to be completed. Is nothing but performance by default is going to be improved. Now, some idea about what is a thread, and in how many ways we can define a thread. That part I will discuss. First, do you know what is a thread? Thread. Minimum 10,000 times I have to use this word in these 2 days. Okay, what is a thread? Thread first. What is a thread? Thread is flow of execution, or independent job, or a separate flow, is nothing but, or lightweight process. Like there are several words are there. All these words are same synonyms only, not required to worry. All are valid. Okay, now just for related to my explanation, you have to consider what is a thread. Here, a separate flow of execution. Are you getting? One flow, each flow of execution is called a thread. Okay, this is, if only main thread is there, only one flow is there, then is nothing but single thread. If multiple flows are there, multiple threads are you getting? For every flow of execution, a separate job is there. Correct or not? Sir, this is a thread. This thread is responsible to perform this job. Are you getting that? Okay, this a flow of execution is nothing but a thread. Sir, up to this, I have one thread is there. Now onwards, in addition to this thread, another thread also created. Another thread also started. Is nothing but like. Now can you tell how many threads are there? Is nothing but 2 threads. Sir, after this flow, now this thread created another flow. Now how many threads are there? 3 threads are there. This is one flow, this is one flow, this is one flow, like 3 threads are there. Like, so what is a thread? Thread is a separate flow of execution, is nothing but thread. For every thread there is a separate job is there. Boss, this is a flow of execution. If I execute this flow, am I doing some job or not? Yes. So this is for every flow of execution, or for every thread there is some job is there. Are you getting? For every thread there is some job is there. So 2 words you should have clarity. What is a thread? A thread is a what is a thread? A thread is a flow of execution. Next, for every thread, a separate independent job is there. Correct or not? Is nothing but like, suppose I have 2 independent jobs are there. Then how many threads are required? 2 threads are required. Both the threads are going to execute simultaneously. Both the threads are going to perform those jobs simultaneously. Within the less time, overall job is going to be completed. Are you able to understand? So what is a thread? You should have clarity first. Now let me go for in how many ways we can define a thread. Can you tell in how many ways we can define a thread? There are 2 ways are there. What is the first way? By extending thread class. Second way, by implementing runnable interface right at this point. We can define a thread. 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 Have you kept any heading? No, keep subheading first. Defining a thread. Defining a thread. Under that you have to write. Defining a thread. Under that add. Defining a thread. Under that add. We can define a thread. We can define a thread. We can define a thread in the following 2 ways. We can define a thread in the following 2 ways. In the following 2 ways. What is the first way? By extending thread class. By extending thread class. First one, by extending thread class. Second one, by implementing runnable interface, by extending thread class. Second, by implementing runnable interface. Okay, now keep submitting. First one, by extending thread class. First one, by extending thread class, by extending thread class, by extending thread class. Okay, now take very carefully about this terminology. How we can define a thread? Basic idea. Minimum 1.5 hours I will spend on this example, but compulsory the total base for multi-threading is going to be framed from here only. That's why take special care. Okay, now listen. Sir, by extending thread, how we can define a thread? Simple. Class, here see, class my thread, class my thread extends, class my thread extends what? Thread. Class my thread extends a thread. Now, which method I have to override? Just observe, sir, I am creating a class that extends a thread class, and which method we have to override? Public void run method. Sir, I am using the word overriding because run method already available in thread class. Are you getting? Sir, I have to override run method. Within the run method, just I am taking the code for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Okay, here system.out.println child thread, system.out.println child thread, like I am taking. Do you know, can you tell total what activity I did? I wrote a class that extends thread class. So for the thread class we created child class, and we are overriding which method? Run method. Within the run method some code I wrote. Do you know, this total process is called defining a thread. This total process is called what? Defining a thread. Okay, this total process is called defining a thread. Next, within the run method, whatever the code we took, sir, this is the code I took. This code is called job of thread. Sir, if I start this thread, then which job this thread is going to perform? This is the job. Are you getting that? If I start this thread, which job it is going to be? This thread is going to perform is nothing but what? This job. Is it clear for all of you? So, what is a thread? How to define a thread? And where we can define the job? Where we can define the job? Inside run method. Inside run method, whatever the code is there, this is called a job of thread. Clear for all of you? Okay, this is. Now observe. Now listen, sir, I want to start this thread. This code is very important. Take special care. Just we define thread. I have to start this thread. What is the way? Sir, class thread demo, public static void main method, string array args. Class thread demo, public static void main, string array args. Sir, here how many threads are there? How many threads are there? One thread. You know how many flows of execution? Only one flow. Every Java program contain by default how many threads are? Nothing but one thread, main thread. Of course, internally there are several daemon threads are there. Don't feel only garbage collector is the daemon. There are several daemon threads are there, but main thread is only one thread. Every Java program contain one thread which is by default main thread, but internally daemon threads are there. That part I will discuss. Now here how many threads are there? How many threads are there? One thread. What is that one? Main thread. What the main thread did is, sir, main thread what it's going to do? I want to start my child thread. Let create child thread object. What is the code? My thread t is equal to new my thread. my thread is equal to new my thread, and so this line executed by which thread? Main thread. Observe the words, here one thread is there. What is that thread? Main thread. Main thread creates a child thread object. Do you know this line is called thread instantiation? Sir, I am creating thread object. Thread instantiation. This one is nothing but thread instantiation. Next up, so main thread creates a child thread object. Regarding the words are very important. Main thread creates a child thread object, and then t dot start. T dot start. Can you tell this line executed by which thread? Main thread. This line executed by which thread? Main thread. That's why main thread starts a child thread. Are you getting? Now this command is nothing but what? So starting of a thread. Starting of a thread. Okay. Now observe the words, Anna. Can you tell here how many threads are there? One thread. What is that thread? Main thread. This line executed by which thread? Main thread. Main thread creates a child thread object. Main thread starts a child thread. Are you getting? Main thread starts a child thread. Now at this point of time, how many threads are there? Two threads are there. Main thread and child thread. Two threads are there. Now two flows are there. If I can take any code, this code will be executed by main thread. Then what is the job of child thread? Job of child thread is nothing but this is the job. Whatever the code is there inside run method. Now I am taking here for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, system.out.println. What is the code? Main thread like I am taking. Main thread like I am taking, right? Are you getting? So after t dot start, how many threads are there? After t dot start, how many threads are there? Two threads are there. Main thread or child thread? Child thread is responsible to execute run method. Main thread is responsible to execute this code. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, this is. So so how you can define a thread? How you can create a thread object? How you can start a thread? Observe the terminology. But here very important, these words are very important. Observe. Here how many threads are there? One thread. What is that one? Main thread. Main thread creates child thread object. Okay. Main thread starts child thread. After t dot start, how many threads are there? Two threads are there, main and child. Main thread is responsible to execute remaining. Child thread is responsible to execute run method. So this job both will be executed simultaneously, and we are going to get which output? Mixed output we are going to get. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, this is. So can you tell this line, sir, this for loop executed by which thread? Executed by which thread? Main thread. Main thread. Okay. This for loop executed by which thread? Executed by child thread. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this is how to define a thread, how you can create thread object, how you can start, and then this one is nothing but line. So here how many threads are? One thread, only main thread is there. Only one thread, main thread is there. Main thread creates a child thread object. Main thread starts a child thread. Now main thread after t dot start, how many threads are there? Two threads are, sir. Main as usual, and child is nothing but like this is. After t dot start, how many threads are there? Two threads are. Main thread is responsible for the remaining part. Child thread is responsible for the execution of run method, right? Are you able to understand? Both the jobs are going to be executed simultaneously. Within the less time we can able to complete the task, and we will get which output? Mixed output, right? Clear for all of you? How to define a thread, how you can start a thread, and so on, right? Okay, this is. Now better to take this example. Take clearly how we can define a thread. So take clear by extending thread class. Take the program and including comments also clearly. Comments. Completed, right? Defining a thread. Defining a thread. So we have to write a class that extends a thread class, and we have to override a run method. So in this program, how many threads are there? 2 threads. What is the first one? Main thread. Second one, child thread. So main thread starts a child thread. Of course, we define a thread, but main thread creates a thread object, and the main thread starts a child thread. Main thread starts child thread. I hope it is clear for all of you, right? Observe thread instantiation and the starting of a thread. Main thread, child, main, like. Now,
why are we taking main method as a thread, sir?
Main method is not a thread. Main method executed by main thread. Main method is a different, main thread is a different. Who is the responsible to call main method? Main thread is responsible to execute main method. Again, main is not main method itself is not thread. Main method is a different, main thread is a different. No, because here if both the threads are going to execute simultaneously, what output by default you are going to get? Mixed output. Sometimes child thread, sometimes main thread, sometimes main thread, child thread, right? Then immediately you may have that out. Sir, if there is no guarantee for the order, then how we can believe this is nothing but program like? Simple. I told at the beginning. Sir, when we should go for multi-threading? If 2 independent jobs are there. Are you getting? Independent jobs are there. This job is the independent, this job is the independent. In which order they are going to execute? What is the problem with me? If there is a dependency, then first this one, next this one, like. There is no dependency. If there is no dependency, in which order they are going to execute? What is the problem with me? Are you getting? That's why. If there is a dependency, then you should not go for multi-threading. Getting? Completed, right? Okay. That's all. This is how we can define a thread. So from this example, around 9 cases we are going to discuss. Almost 1.5 hours. Just let me perform post-mortem on this program, right? Okay. Completed, right? Next, case 1. Case 1. Case 1. For the case 1, heading thread scheduler. Case 1, thread scheduler. Thread scheduler. Case 1, thread scheduler. Like you can keep subheading. Thread scheduler. Sir, can you tell what is the job of thread scheduler? Have you observed what is the job of thread scheduler? Okay. Scheduling threads. Scheduling threads. First point about this. Thread scheduler is the part of JVM. Thread scheduler itself is the part of JVM. And you know, it is responsible to schedule thread execution. If multiple threads are there, if multiple threads are waiting to get the chance, in which order they are going to execute is decided by thread scheduler only. Regarding some scheduler must be required because multiple people are fighting to get the chance. Then some scheduler must be required. Who is going to play that role is a thread scheduler, right? Okay, this is. But in which order the threads are going to execute, we can't expect, because what is the algorithm followed by thread scheduler, we can't tell. It is varied from JVM to JVM. Some thread schedulers may follow first come first serve. Some thread schedulers may follow round robin, or some thread schedulers may follow shortest job first. I don't know what algorithm followed by thread scheduler. It is varied from JVM to JVM. Are you getting? That's why whenever the situation comes to multi-threading, the guaranteed output is nothing but we can't tell. Is it clear? But because in which order they are going to execute, I don't know that. If I run this program, then run to run output will be changed, or system to system output will be changed. Let me run in this system, what output I am going to get. Here see, same example, here see, class my thread extends a thread public void run method for int is equal to 0 like a child thread, like I took class thread demo, my thread is equal to new my thread t dot start, after t dot start for int is equal to 0 main thread, like we have is nothing but like same program whatever there on the board same. Now Java say thread demo dot Java is nothing but like, sir, Java thread demo is nothing but like, I'm trying to execute this code. What is the output by default we are going to get? And now can you tell what is the output? Main thread followed by child thread. Either any guarantee, can I get the same output always? No, child thread followed by main thread also. Let me run once again. Oh, main thread child thread, main thread child thread, main thread child thread, main. Have you observed? Suddenly the output got changed. What is the output now I am getting? Child thread followed by main thread. No guarantee for exact output. Varied from system to system, varied from run to run. Is it clear? Now let me take once again. There may be a chance to have some mixed output also. Then maybe a chance to have some mixed output also, right? 1 minute. Yes, here just observe. Let me consider main child. Okay, here have you observed the output first main thread, and then what? Child thread, and then what? Main thread. Are you getting? There is no guarantee for exact output for multi-threading example. That's why in the SCJP exam also, do you know, there may be a chance of asking, sir, which of the following is the possible output, but they never going to ask which of the following is exact output if it is a multi-threaded example. Is it clear at first? At case 1, thread scheduler, case 1, thread scheduler, add. It is the part of JVM. It is the part of JVM. Next, it is responsible to schedule. It is responsible to schedule threads. It is responsible to schedule threads. Responsible to schedule threads. That is, if multiple threads are waiting. That is, if multiple threads are waiting to get the chance. Multiple threads are waiting to get the chance of execution. Then in which order threads will be executed. Is decided by thread scheduler. Okay, next. Now, is there any guarantee which algorithm followed by thread scheduler? We can't expect. Regarding we can't expect the algorithm which is followed by thread scheduler. It is varied from JVM to JVM. That's why we can't expect thread execution order, and we can't expect exact output also. Okay, add. We can't expect exact algorithm followed by thread scheduler. We can't expect exact algorithm followed by thread scheduler, exact algorithm followed by thread scheduler. It is varied from, it is varied from, it is varied from, it is varied from JVM to JVM. It is varied from JVM to JVM, JVM to JVM, JVM to JVM. Hence, we can't expect thread execution order. Hence, we can't expect threads execution order and the exact output, next para. Hence, whenever situation comes to multi-threading, there is no guarantee for exact output. But we can provide several possible outputs. Okay, like completed, right? So these are various, I mean this is about thread scheduler, right? Sir, can you tell some possible outputs for this program? One possibility. Can you suggest any possible output? One possibility. Main thread 10 times followed by child thread 10 times. Child thread 10 times. One possibility. Second possibility, what the second one? Child thread like, and then what? Main thread like, this is the second possibility, right? First one, second one. Next, the third possibility. Can I spell out any other possibility? Main thread, child thread, 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 dot. Another possibility. What is the other possibility? Child thread, main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread, main thread, dot. Like we have. Are you able to understand? So like any combination of main thread and child thread is nothing but is the possible output only. Okay. The following are various possible outputs. For the above program. The following are various possible outputs for the above program. That's all. Completed, right? Take all these options, all these possible outputs. Main thread 10 times followed by child thread 10 times. Option 1, first one. Main thread 10 times followed by child thread 10 times. Next, second one. Child thread 10 times followed by main thread 10 times. Child thread 10 times followed by main thread 10 times. Is nothing but second one. Main thread 10 times. Next, third. Main thread, child thread, like third one. Now fourth, child thread, main thread, like. So need not be these Still we can define, so several possible outputs. Main thread 2 times, child thread 2 times, main thread 2 times, like any combination of main and child itself is the possible output only. Okay, so are you able to understand that? Then you may ask, sir, you can't give the guarantee for the output, then how you can use in your application is nothing but you may have the doubt. Simple. So child thread job, main thread job, both are independent. If both are independent, in which order they will execute, why I have to worry? That's why, so no problem at all, acceptable. Okay, this is now next one. Here see case 2, keep subheading. This is about thread scheduler, right? Next case 2. Now this one very important question for the interview room. Legend this one. Class my thread extends a thread, and what is the code we took? Public void run method. Within that some for loop I took, like you know this code, right? Okay. Now observe this one. Sir, if you want to start a thread, very important question for the interview room, what I am going to explain, observe. Sir, if you want to start a thread, which method we are calling? I want to start a thread, which method we are calling? T dot start. Now listen this one, T dot start. Now whenever we are calling T dot start, immediately how the analysis is going to be happen, observe. Start method and T. T is what type? T is what type? My thread. In the my thread class, is there any start method? No. Then immediately my JVM will check in the parent. Who is the parent? Thread. In the thread class, start method is there or not? Yes. Now whenever we are calling T dot start, which start method will be executed? Thread class start method will be executed. Thread class start method is responsible to start our thread. Are you getting? Now thread class start method internally calls which method? Our run method. That's why job is going to be executed, right? Now my question is, instead of T dot start, if I call T dot run directly, instead of T dot start, if I call T dot run directly, now our run method will execute, our job will be performed. What is the difference between T dot start and T dot run? Are you getting that? Very important question for the interview room. What is the difference between T dot start and T dot run? Keep subheading first. Case 2. Difference between T dot start, difference between T dot start and T dot run, difference between T dot start and T dot run, T dot start and T dot run. Can you tell what is the difference between T dot start and T dot run? Simple. If I call T dot start, so a separate flow will be created, a separate thread will be created. That thread is responsible to execute our job. Are you getting? In the case of T dot start, a new thread will be created. That thread is responsible to execute our job. Are you getting right? But if I take T dot run, our run method will be executed just like a normal method call by the main thread only. A separate new thread won't be created. Are you able to understand that? Okay, this if I call T dot run, now main thread will execute run method just like a normal method call, and then after completing, now remaining code is going to execute. Sir, if I use a T dot start, how many threads are there? 2 threads. If I use a T dot run, how many threads are there? Only 1 thread. That thread is responsible to do total job. Are you getting? If I replace T dot start with the T dot run, T dot start with the T dot run, can you tell what is the output? What is the output? Child thread, because SOP of child thread is there. Child thread 10 times, followed by main thread 10 times. Main thread 10 times. Can I use the word this total output produced by only main thread or not? Yes, this total output produced by only main thread. Are you getting? This total output produced by only main thread is nothing but like this. Are you getting? Because how many threads are there in our application? Only one thread, main thread only, right? If I execute this program on this mission or some other mission on any mission, same output we are going to get. Because how many threads are there? Only one thread. If two threads are there, then there is a difference in the output. Run to run, system to system, output will be changed. But here only one thread. Just observe this one. Sir, here I use which method? T dot. I use which method? T dot start. There is no guarantee for the output. Now let me take T dot run. T dot run. Okay. Now observe. Let me compile this code. T dot run. Yes, compile. 1 minute. Compiles fine. Let me run thread demo. Have you observed? What is the output we are getting? Child thread followed by main thread. Sir, you can execute this program 1000 times also. 1000 times also, there is no change in the output. On 1000 missions also, no change in the output. Because how many threads are there in our application? Only one thread. Is it clear, right? Now, what is the difference between T dot start and T dot run? In the case of T dot start, a new thread will be created which is responsible for the execution of run method. But in the case of T dot run, no new thread will be created. Run method will be executed just like a normal method called by main thread. Okay. In the case of T dot start, 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 a new thread will be created. A new thread will be created. A new thread will be created which is the responsible. A new thread will be created which is the responsible. A new thread will be created which is responsible for the execution of. A new thread will be created which is responsible for the execution of run method. For the execution of run method. Next para. But which is responsible for the execution of run method. Next para. But in the case of T dot run, a new thread won't be created. A new thread won't be created. And the run method will be executed. And the run method will be executed. Just like a normal method call. Run method will be executed just like a normal method call. Run method will be executed just like a normal method call by main thread. Run method will be executed just like a normal method call by main thread. Hence, next para. Hence, in the above program, if we replace T dot start, if we replace T dot start with the T dot run, if we replace T dot start with the T dot run, if we replace T dot start with the T dot run, then the output is, if we replace T dot start with the T dot run, then the output is, can I spell out what the output is? Child thread 10 times. Yeah, child thread 10 times. Child thread 10 times, followed by main thread 10 times. Child thread 10 times, followed by main thread 10 times. Now add this total output produced by only main thread. This total output produced by only main thread. That's all. Are you getting? So what is the difference between T dot start and T dot run? The most valuable question for the interview room. Make sure you should have clarity. In the case of T dot start, a new thread will be created which is responsible for the execution of run method. But in the case of T dot run, no new thread will be created. Just our run method will be executed just like a normal method call. Clear, right? Okay. Next, case 3. Now the next point here is, just observe. So it is also very, very important conclusion. If you want to start a thread, which method we have to call? If you want to start a thread, which method we have to call? Start method. If I call run method, what will happen? Run method will be executed just like a normal method call. Run method will be executed just like a normal method call. Okay, this is. But now the important conclusion, why we have to call start method? Why start method compulsory we require to contact? Okay, why don't you call run method directly? If I call run method, now also a new thread will be started automatically. Like that, some people can implement the concept. But why? What is the reason? What is the importance of thread class start method? Observe the point, right? Okay, this is why we have to contact start method. Just a simple example, let me cover. Assume you have one kid. Do you have the kids? Hello? Do you have the kids? No, soon you will have. Okay, instead of telling no, better to use the word soon you will have. Okay, now assume you have one kid. You have to join your kid in some school. Correct or not? Compulsory. Because we can't so our kid is also always together with us. Is nothing but roaming on the roads, not good. Okay, we have to join kid in the school. Okay, now to join kid in the school, I have to join my kid in the school. We have to take, there are several things we require to cross check. First thing, which school is the best? Next, in that school can I get admission or not? Because you know, 2 worst. So for nursery the fee is nothing 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. Next, some 5 lakhs donation must be required. At least MP recommendation is required. Like there are several schools are like in Hyderabad. Okay, this. So that's why. So can I able to get admission in that school or not? We have to check. Okay, can I get admission or not? Next, is that school nearby or not? Nearby our house or not? Next, transport facility is there or not? Like we have to cross check several things. If you are satisfied with all these things, yes, okay, then one fine day we will visit the school and we have to fulfill all joining formalities, and then so the school people are going to consider so kid as valid student of that school. Correct or not? We have to go one fine day and we have to pay all the fee, all these things, joining formalities. Now after completing all joining formalities, now the school people are going to consider the kid as valid student of that. Okay, this is like actually this much process is required. But instead of that, I satisfied with all. Okay, then one fine day myself and my kid so went to the school. Just a school main gate is there. At the main gate of that school, so I am updating to my kid saying, "Arey, this is the school. So I am leaving you here. You can enjoy. Evening I will come once again. So both we will go to the house." Like, can I leave my kid there? Yet in front of main gate. Can I leave my kid there? If I leave my kid there, within half an hour I will get a phone call from the police saying, "Why you left the kid there?" Is nothing but like, okay, it's always a problem. So even school people won't consider your kid as valid student if I'm going to leave the kid like that. Correct or not? Okay, this is because we have to fulfill joining formalities, then only school people are going to consider valid student of that school. Correct or not? Okay, this is same. Sir, I created one thread object. Thread object I created. After creating thread object, n number of joining formalities are there for this thread also. Are you getting? Compulsory we have to register this thread with the thread scheduler, and there are several internal activities are required. Are you doing anywhere these activities? No, just my thread is equal to new my thread T dot start. That's all. Our job is nothing. Just I'm calling what T dot start. That's all. Okay, this is then automatically my job is going to be performed like we know, right? But who is the responsible to do all joining formalities which are required for my thread? Is nothing thread class start method is responsible. Are you getting? In the thread class start method, if you consider what is the code present inside thread class start method, okay, first one, thread class start method, what is the code present inside that? First one, register this thread, register this thread with thread scheduler, register with this thread with the thread scheduler. Okay, next perform all other mandatory activities, perform all other mandatory activities required for this thread, perform all other mandatory activities. After that invoke run method. Are you getting? Like, so for our thread, whatever compulsory required activities, who is going to perform on a start method can perform. After completing all, the last step, it is going to call run method. Our run method will be executed so that our job by default will be performed. Are you getting? If I am not calling start method, then who is going to perform all these activities? No one is going to perform. That is the problem, right? Are you getting? Thread class start method perform so very wonderful activities to the programmer's sake. If the start method is not there, then the programmer's life will become very horrible, because do you know inside start method 70,000 lines of the code is there. That 70,000 lines of the code, every time the programmer is required to write to start a new thread, then the complexity of the programming is going to be raised. Are you getting? That's why make sure thread class start method is a big utility to the programmer, right? Simple. Without executing thread class start method, there is no chance of starting new thread in Java, I'm sure. Are you getting that? Without executing thread class start method, there is no chance of executing no chance of starting a new thread in Java. Thread class start method is considered heart of multi-threading concept. Is it clear? So are you seeing any special significance for thread class start method or not? Yes, is nothing but like keep subheading. Case 3, importance of thread class start method. Importance of thread class start method. Importance of thread class start method. Thread class start method. Next, under that head, thread class start method. Thread class start method is responsible. 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 To perform, to register the thread with the thread scheduler. To register the thread with the thread scheduler, to register the thread with the thread scheduler, and all other mandatory activities, and all other mandatory activities, and all other mandatory activities, all other mandatory activities, hence without executing thread class start method, without executing thread class start method, there is no chance of starting a new thread in Java. There is no chance of starting a new thread in Java. There is no chance of starting a new thread in Java. Due to this thread class start method, due to this thread class start method is considered as, due to this thread class start method is considered as heart of multi-threading. Thread class start method is considered as Art of multi-threading. Multi-threading. Are you getting? So what is the importance of thread class start method? What is the speciality of thread class start method? Now the terminology is clear. Okay. Take this example. I mean this code, right? Start. Register this thread with a thread scheduler. Register this thread with a thread scheduler. Next, perform all other mandatory activities. Perform all other mandatory activities. Third one, invoke run method. Invoke run method. Invoke run method. Invoke run method. Like completed, right? So this is what you people should aware. What is the importance of thread class start method? Is the case 3 we have, right? Case 3 completed, right? Okay. Now next one, case 4. Case 3. Now case 4. Okay. Sir, overloading of run method, is it possible or not possible? Overloading. Sir, I want to overload the run method. Okay. Now observe. Class my thread. Legend this example well. Sir, I am taking class my thread. Class my thread extends a thread class. Class my thread extends a thread class. Extends a thread class. Now here public void run method, public void run method, system.out.println no arg run method, no arg run, like this I have public void run method, no arg run method. Next, public void run method of int I, public void run method of int I, system.out.println int arg run, SOP of int arg run. So total how many run methods are there? 2 run method. No arg run method is there, int arg run method is there. Now do you know what is this concept? Is nothing but 2 methods having the same name but different argument types. What is this concept? Overloading. Correct or not? These 2 methods are overloaded methods. Overloaded methods. Now can you tell overloading concept applicable for the run method or not? Yes, boss. Okay, now let me start this thread. Class thread demo, public static void main string array args. Can you tell how I can start this thread? What is the code? My thread t is equal to new my thread. My thread is equal to new my thread t dot start. My thread is equal to new my thread t dot start. Okay, like I'm taking, right, t dot start. I'm starting this thread. So overloading of the run method is always possible, but thread class start method always calls no argument run method only. If I run this code, can I spell out what the output I will get now? Because no arg run method only is nothing but like the other overloaded method. The other overloaded method we have to call explicitly. The other overloaded method we have to call explicitly, then only this method will be executed just like a normal method. Call it a normal method, that's all. But a thread class start method always required which method? No argument run method, right? Are you able to understand? So overloading of run method is possible, but a thread class start method always call no argument run method only. Okay, this is now let me show this one. Here see, observe, 1 minute here. Let me take here, let me just observe this one, the same example. Let me take here. Okay, class my thread public void run method system.out.println. What is this method? no arg run method, no arg run, like I'm taking, right, no arg run method, right. Now second run method also I'm taking in my program. Second run method, public void run method, int I. What is this method? Int arg run. Are you getting? Int I, int arg run. So class test, let me save this program as the test.java, and my thread is equal new my thread t dot start. Let me remove all this code. Are you getting? Whatever there on the screen, on the board, same program only. Let me save this code as a test.java. Are you getting? Same program, right? Test.java, like I'm taking. Now let me compile java c test.java. Valid or not? Valid. Java test. What the answer by default we are going to get? No arg run. Is it clear for all of you? Sir, but thread class run method always calls what? No arg, no arg. But this method will become what? Overloaded method, right? I mean this method will become normal method, and we have to call explicitly, then only this method will be executed. Now conclusion. Overloading concept for run method applicable or not? Applicable. But thread class run method, thread class start method always calls what? No argument run method only. At case 3. Case 3 or case 4? Case 4. Case 4 subheading. Overloading of run method. Overloading of run method. Overloading of run method. Of run method. Run method. Overloading of run method. Add. Overloading under that head. Overloading of run method. Overloading of run method. Overloading of run method is always possible. Overloading of run method is always possible. Is always possible. But thread class start method. But thread class start method. Thread class start method. Thread class start method can invoke. Thread class start method can invoke. Thread class start method can invoke no argument run method. Thread class start method can invoke no argument run method. Thread class start method can invoke no argument run method. No argument run method. Run method. The other overloaded method. The other overloaded method. The other overloaded method we have to call explicitly. The other overloaded method we have to call explicitly. We have to call explicitly like a normal method call. We have to call explicitly like a normal method call. Like a normal method call. We have to call explicitly like a normal method call. Normal method call. Okay. This is take this example. Take this one, even output also. Take clearly. Take clearly the output and the example. So overloading of run method is possible, but JVM thread class start method always calls no argument run method only. So the same point somewhere we covered, have you remembered? Overloading of main method is possible. Overloading of main method is possible, but JVM always call string array argument main method only. Okay, this is, even other methods will become normal methods. Same rule applicable here. Overloaded methods. Overloaded methods like. Completed, right? At the comment also overloaded methods and output no arg run. Okay, this is one case what we have. I mean case 4. Next one, keep subheading. Case 5. Case 5. Case 5. Completed, right? Case 5. If we are, keep submitting, if we are not overriding run method, 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 okay, here just observe, sir, class my thread extends a thread, class my thread extends a thread, that's all. I didn't overwrite run method, sir, I didn't overwrite run method, curly brace open and close. Now I am starting this thread, is it valid or not? Yes, observe here carefully, sir. T dot start, T is what type? My thread start, not there. If my thread class doesn't contain start method, then which start method will be executed? Super class. Which one is the super class? Thread class start. Thread class start method calls run method. Now immediately my JVM will check, in the my thread class run method is there or not? Not there. If it is not there, then thread class run method will be executed. Thread class run method has empty implementation. Are you getting? Thread class run method has empty implementation. That's why we won't get any output. Is this program is valid or not? Valid. But what output we are going to get is nothing. No output, right? Are you getting? So now from this discussion, if we are not overriding run method, what will happen? Thread class run method will be executed, which has empty implementation. That's why we are not getting any output. So now my question is it recommended to override run method or not? Sir, if you are not overriding run method, where you can define the job? Okay, if you are not defining the job, what is the need of going for multi-threading concept? Don't go for multi-threading first. You are misusing multi-threading concept. It is highly recommended to override run method. If you don't want to override run method, don't go for multi-threading concept. You are misusing the concept, right? Is it clear? First, and if we are not overriding run method, if we are not overriding run method, if we are not overriding run method, then thread class run method will be executed. Then thread class run method will be executed. Thread class run method will be executed. Thread class run method will be executed, which has empty implementation. Thread class run method will be executed, which has empty implementation. Which has empty implementation. Hence we won't get any output. Is it clear, right? Okay, this. So just observe. Let me show this program, right? Here, see this program. I am not overriding run method, sir. Nothing. Class my thread extends a thread. Class test public static void main. My thread is equal to new my thread t dot start. My thread is equal to new my thread t dot start. You know what is the output by default we are going to get? Compiles fine. Let me run. Yes, there is no output, right? Okay, take this example anyway. Example. Class my thread extends a thread. Next, class test. Class my thread extends a thread. Class test. Public static void main. My thread t is equal to new my thread. My thread t is equal to new my thread t dot start. T dot start. My thread t is equal to new my thread t dot start. Completed, right? T dot start. Okay. Now, so better to take output is, what is the output? No output. No output. Spell out that point also. No output. Next, take a note. Take a note. It is highly recommended. It is highly recommended to overwrite run method. highly recommended to override run method, highly recommended to override run method, highly recommended to override run method. Otherwise, don't go for multi-threading concept. Otherwise, don't go for multi-threading concept. Otherwise, don't go for multi-threading concept. Don't go for multi-threading concept. That's all. Are you getting? So, if I am not overriding run method, what will happen? Clear, right? Next case. What is the next one? Case 6. Keep subverting. Overriding of start method. Overriding of start method. Overriding of start method. Of start method. Okay. Now observe. Class mythread extends a thread. Sir, I want to override start method. Start method also I'm defining. Sir, public void start method. Public void start method. System.out.println start method. Now legend this one start method. Next public void run method. Now public void run method. System.out.println SOP of run method. SOP of run method, right? Are you getting? Total how many methods are there? Start method is there, run method is there. Now class thread demo or otherwise class test. Public static void main mythread t is equal to new mythread t dot start and then system.out.println main method like. Now see, if I override start method, what will happen? I am overriding start method. What will happen? Take special care. Sir, here t dot start. Immediately my JVM will check. You are calling start method on t. T is what type? Mythread. T is what type? Mythread. In the mythread class, start method is there or not? Yes. Oh, it will be executed. You are not giving the chance to thread a class start method. Are you getting? If the child contains, child will get high priority. This one will execute and you are not giving the chance to thread a class start method. If you are not giving the chance to thread a class start method, then what will happen is nothing but I am not giving the chance to thread a class start method. What will happen is nothing but so new thread won't be created and the new thread won't be created. There is no chance of executing run method. So start method will be executed just like a normal method called. Are you getting? So can you tell in this case what the output we will get now? Good. What the output Yeah, t dot start. Start method will execute just like a normal method. So start method after completing now the control coming back to execute this one. Can you tell what the output? Main method like two lines executed by which thread? Only main thread, because child thread is not there. Sir, produced by only main thread. Are getting produced by only main thread is nothing but like. Any explanation is required about this one? Okay, and 1 minute. Let me show this one. Here just observe class my thread. Okay, here just have a look once. Public void start method I am taking. Under this method is a start method, right? Start method like public void run method. Public void run method. Now I am taking run method like I am taking. Start method is there, run method is there, and then here one SOP statement I am taking. System.out.println main method like. So in this example, how many threads are there? In this example, how many threads are there? Only one thread only. Only one thread. Child thread not yet started, because you are not giving the chance to thread a class start method. Our start method will be executed just like a normal method call. That's why here have you observed Java test.java compiles fine. But the answer by default we are going to get here is, have you observed, start method followed by main method. If you run this code 1000 times on 1000 different machine, same output by default we are going to get. What the reason for that, you know? What the reason? What the reason for that? Because how many threads are there? Only one thread, which is nothing but what? Main thread, right? Okay, at this point. Keep submitting. Overriding of start method. If we override start method, then our start method will be executed. Our start method will be executed. Just like a normal method call. Our start method will be executed just like a normal method call. And the new thread won't be created. New thread won't be created. Okay, take this example. Take the example. So if you want, even you can take from screen also. Okay, take clearly. You should not ask this question at this time, because in all remaining examples, which start method got executed? Thread class start method. Are you getting? So in all, this is the example where we are writing our own start. If this start is not there, then one thing, if this start method is not there, then which start method will be executed? Thread class start method. Thread class start method calls run method. Are you getting? But our start method, we are not calling anything, right? Make sure. So the output we are going to get start method followed by main method. This total output produced by only main thread. Total output produced by only main thread. Total output produced by main thread. That's all. Completed, right? Just based on this example, I will add one more theoretical point anyway. Start method, main method, like produced by only main thread. Only main. Completed, right? Okay, clear, I hope. Next, I want to make a small change for this program, and you have to decide what is the output by default we are going to get. Take special care. What a small change in this program. What is the change is, I am calling t dot start. Then which start method will be executed? Our start method. It will be executed just like a normal method call. Sir, before my change, just let me add one conclusion. Is it recommended to override start method? Is it recommended to override start method? Never. If you are going to override start method, then multi-threading concept itself is not there. That's why take a note. It is not recommended. It is not recommended. It's not recommended to override. Not recommended to override start method. Not recommended to override start method. Not recommended to override start method. Start method. Otherwise, don't go for multi-threading concept. Otherwise, don't go for multi-threading concept. Multi-threading concept. Don't go for multi-threading concept. That's all. Are you getting? So this is. Now let me go for a small change in this program. What is the change? Is very important change. Sir, I am calling T dot start. Now our start method will be executed just like a normal method call. Now I am taking here super dot start. Super dot start. Now observe a bit very carefully. Now you are calling which start method? Thread class start method. Thread class start method means a new thread will be created or not? Yes. Under that new thread is responsible to execute run method, right? Are you getting? Under that start method is responsible to execute what? Run method, right? Is it clear? Now my question is, observe. In this case, what is the output? Two threads are there. What is the output? Just observe. Sir, main thread creates a child thread object. Under then T dot start. Main thread call start method. Our start method will execute just like a normal method call. But within our start method, super dot start. After super dot start, how many threads are there? Two threads are there. Main thread and child thread. Main and child. Main thread is responsible to continue remaining. Child thread is responsible to execute run method. Correct or not? Child thread job is always what? Run method. That's why this run method executed by which thread? Child thread. Are you getting? Child thread. Main thread is responsible to execute remaining. Remaining is nothing but what? Start method. After completing this one, remaining is nothing but like this. So can you first this one after super dot start method. After completing that, so main method, right? Now main thread is responsible to execute. Main thread is responsible to execute which one? Start method. Start method followed by what? Main method, right? Main method. And now two SOPs will be executed by main thread and one SOP executed by child thread. Can you tell what is the output we are going to get now? What output? Both the threads are going to execute simultaneously. We can't expect exact output, but there are several possible outputs. Possibility 1. Can you tell what the possibility? Run method, first child thread, run method followed by start method, run method, start method followed by main method, run method, start method followed by main method. Possibility 1. Next possibility 2. Possibility first main thread and then child thread. That's why what is the answer? Start method. Start method followed by what? Main method. Start method, main method followed by what? Run method. Is nothing but like possibility 2. Next possibility 3. Alright, possibility 3. What is the third possibility? Is nothing but like, do you know, main thread got the chance. After start, after first SOP, suddenly child thread got the chance. Then can you tell what the answer now? Start method, main only got the chance. After start, child got the chance. That's why what? Run method. After run method, now the control coming back to main method once again, then automatically main method. That's all, sir. These are the only possible outputs for this program. I get only possible output, no other possibility. These are the only possible outputs for this program, because main thread and the child thread, both the threads will be executed simultaneously, and the mixed output is nothing but, even in the mix also only these possibilities are there. Let me run in this program, and what is the output we are going to get? Just I will show you. See, same program, class my thread, extends thread, next start method, run method, and after T dot start main method. Like, can you tell where we have to change? After public void start, what line? Super dot start method, right? I am adding super dot start. Now here see, observe carefully. What the answer? Yes, start run main method. Which possibility? Start run main is nothing but possibility 3 we got. Now let me run once again. Start run main. Let me run once again. start run main. Let me run. Have you observed? Run method, start method, main method. So which possibility? First possibility. Possibility 1 we saw, possibility 3 we saw. Let me run once again. Start run main method. Third possibility. Let me run once again. Start run main method like. Have you observed? Run, start, main. This is the first possibility. Next, start, main, run. What is this possibility? Second possibility. Next, still second possibility. Start, main, second possibility. Start, run, main, third possibility. Like all three possibilities are there. I hope you people are able to solve. Okay, take this example. Example 1. I mean, next case directly. Take this case. And the program, even this is which thread is responsible to execute which code like. Take clearly. So very important cases what we are discussing. Completed, right? Take clearly. So just because of super dot start, there is a big difference in the output, because we are giving the chance to main thread, completed, right? So take complete program, don't write in the above program super dot start like. And take the output also clearly. Completed, right? Take the possible outputs also. Run method, start method, main method. Start method, main method, run method like. All the three possible outputs also you have to consider.
So main method, run method, start method.
Main method.
Run method, start method.
Possible or not possible that output? Not possible, because these two lines will be executed by only one thread. In the compulsory this one should be first line, and then this one is second line. Correct, Lana? If these two executed by different threads, then there is a possibility. Completed, I hope. Okay. So make sure you people should have clear clarity, right? Next one. Here say. So next the case. What is the next one? Case? Case 8. Okay. So what is the next case here is very important case. Observe, keep suffering. Thread life cycle, thread life cycle, thread life cycle or life cycle of a thread. Okay, so at very top level, base life cycle, let me explain. Base, very top level life cycle, right? Here see, sir, I'm taking my thread, sir, I'm taking my thread T is equal to new my thread, correct or not? My thread is equal to new my thread. Do you know this state is called new state or born state? This state is by default considered as a new state or born state. Now immediately after that we are calling, okay, T dot start. Was after my thread is equal to new my thread. Now I am calling what? T dot start. T dot start. Now the thread will enter into which state? Now the thread after T dot start. Now the thread will enter into which state? Ready state or runnable state. Ready or runnable. Next, if a thread scheduler allocates processor, if thread scheduler, TS means a thread scheduler, allocates processor. If a thread scheduler allocates processor, now the thread will enter into which state? Do you know? Running state. Running state. Next, if you are running, once a thread entered into running, means run method started. Once a run method completes, automatically now the thread will enter into which state? This state is called dead state. If run method completes, now the thread will enter into which state? Dead state, right? That's all. A simple life cycle is nothing but like we have. People should be aware. Sir, I'm creating thread object, new or born state. Whenever we are calling T dot start, boss, I'm ready to run. But give the chance. Who is the responsible to give the chance? Thread scheduler. If thread scheduler allocates processor, then I can able to run. Like this person, runnable or otherwise ready. Now thread scheduler gave the chance. Now I'm ready. I'm executing. So if run method completes, now the thread will enter into which state is nothing but dead state. Are you able to understand? So here let me explain one small thing. Do you know? I hope you people may remember Gita. Gita అంటే అమ్మాయి కాదన్న, భగవద్గీత. ఓకే, భగవద్గీత, గీతోపదేశం అంటారు కదా, గీత. ఇన్ ద what there ఎవరన్నా పెద్దోళ్ళు పోయారు అనుకోండి, if any rich person gone or VIP gone, then Bhagavad-gita they are going to keep, right? What there in that, can you please spell out some statements from that? పుట్టినవాడు మరణించక తప్పదు, మరణించినవాడు పుట్టుక తప్పదు. But I know first half, second half I don't know. Is nothing but I can give the guarantee for the first half. పుట్టినవాడు మరణించగా. So every born person certain day will die. Is nothing but every died person certain day will born. That one I don't know. Okay, first one is nothing but I can give the guarantee. ఇంకా స్టిల్ ప్రతి మనిషి పుట్టుకకు ఒక కారణం ఉంటుంది. అయ్యో, ఒక కారణం ఉంటుంది. వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ పర్సన్ బర్త్ దెర్ ఈజ్ సమ్ రీజన్. వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫుల్ఫిల్. అప్పుడు మాత్రమే లైఫ్కి సార్థకత్వం. ఇదో అయ్యో ఎవరేం లేదన్నా. ఓకే, దిస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సేమ్ థింగ్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ వై డోంట్ అప్లై ద సేమ్. సో పుట్టిన ప్రతి థ్రెడ్ సెకండ్ డే ఇట్ విల్ ఎంటర్డ్ ఇంటూ డెడ్ స్టేట్. ప్రతి థ్రెడ్కి ఒక జాబ్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీటింగ్ దట్ జాబ్ ఇట్ విల్ ఎంటర్డ్ ఇంటూ డెడ్ స్టేట్, రైట్? కానీ బట్ హియర్ యూజువల్లీ every person want to do his job alone. Is nothing but he can do some extracurricular activities. Or sometimes he may sleep, sometimes he may join, or sometimes he may yield, sometimes he may wait like This person is also a running person also. Sometimes he may call sleep method, he will enter into sleeping state. Sometimes he may call join method, then he will enter into joining state. Sometimes he may call wait method, then he will enter into waiting state. Like some more states are there, those things slowly while concept going on I will add. Are you able to understand? A simple life cycle of a thread is nothing but if everything goes fine, this is the simple life cycle of a thread. Okay, take this diagram. My thread is equal to new my thread, new state or born state. Next T dot start ready or runnable. If a thread scheduler allocates processor, thread scheduler allocates processor. Now the thread will enter into running state. Next if run method completes, now the thread will enter into dead state. Run method completes. Now the thread will enter into dead state. Right? Can I complete it right? Completed, I hope. This is what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay, this is the case 8, a bit important case. Next one, case 9, last case, very important for interview room. Okay, legend this case also well. Suppose assume this example is the very important example. Make sure you should have clarity. Assume, in the olden days, of course, at our childhood time, our childhood time, our education starts at what year, Anna? Your education starts at generally. I am a bit lucky, even you also I hope. My education starts at 6th year, right? Okay, so most of the people either 5th or 6th. But these days is nothing but 2 worst. These days 2 worst. Baby not yet born. Okay, not yet born. Maybe another 2 months or 3 months, baby is going to born. Now the parents are going to think in which school we have to join this kid. Are getting that? Okay, 2 worst. In which school you have to join this kid is nothing but like. So not yet born. Okay, this is one fine day. The most unfortunate kid entered into the real world. Then the parents, okay, almost 1 year, even his life is the too horrible. Father is the software engineer, mother is the software engineer. Father is the software engineer, mother is the software engineer. Then one guardian is nothing but either grandmother, mother side grandmother or father side grandmother will come and she is going to take care about the kid. So if their shifts are different, then 2 worst. So gent will be there in the night shift. The mother will be there. Is nothing but father will be there in the night. Mother will be there in the day shift. Even he can't see simultaneously both parents at a time. Is nothing but like this type of worst life by default will be there. Okay. Moreover, at the age first year completed. Then this guardian is going to tell, I am unable to bear this kid. Is nothing but like the guardian is going to complain. Then automatically, then the parents are going to think about school. Is nothing but first year completed. Even he is not in a position to talk. Okay, then the parents are going to talk about school. First we have to join in the play school. First year just completed, play school cinema started. Next and after that second year or third year, nursery started. First day nursery is nothing but event. School bus came at morning 7 o'clock. So parcel, this kid got parcel and then throw into the bus. Then evening at 5 o'clock, the bus is going to come and open the door and throw this kid and then Now to worst, the kid entered into the house. The kid, a matter of 2 years or 3 years kid, even he don't know anything. So this kid entered into the house. Then immediately mother is there. Kid, can you please come? Then this person will go. Then he is going to ask. Then the mother will ask, Arey, what you learned in the school today is nothing but like. Then this kid, even he don't know what the meaning of that statement is nothing but a question mark face. Then the mother will give left and right, how much we paid to get nursery admission 3 lakhs. Now you are faced with the question mark symbol means what? Is nothing but like. Then, okay, this kid don't know anything what happening first. Then evening at 7 or 8 the father will come. Then automatically father will call, Arey, can you please come once? Then what you learned today in the school? What you learned today in the school? Question mark face. Then automatically he is going to give left and right 1 second. Are you getting? So this type of these days is nothing but the kids' life is that much worse. Okay, this is second year only their education is going to start. Third year their education is going to start. But luckily we are a bit lucky. At least the 4th or 5th or 6th we waited. Our parents waited to join in the school. Okay, this we enjoyed childhood at least. Now this person 5th year completed. Is nothing but 5th year, 6th year. Then the parents are going to call. Is nothing but assume school days completed. Then 10th class ready to join this kid. Then the parent is going to call. Arey, 10th class is the most valuable. So your life is going to be turned at this stage only. That's why unnecessary you are traveling is nothing but your time is wasting in the traveling. That's why we decided to join you in the residential in the same Hyderabad only. Okay, in the Hyderabad only parents are staying. The kid has to join in the residential because unnecessary time waste in the journey is nothing but like. Now, do you know, early morning at 4 o'clock in hostel life, some of the people are already bed. At early morning 4 o'clock, first security person, watchman is going to come. Okay, crowd this kind of stick is going to, Arey, wake up. At 4 o'clock we have to wake up. 4 to 6 or 4 to 7 we will be there in the study hours. Then 6 to 7 get ready. 7 to 12 classes. Next 12 to 1 lunch. Whether we are getting sleep or not, 1 to 2 you should be there on the bed. Okay, mandatory 1 to 2. Whether you are getting sleep or not, secondary. First you should be there on the bed. Otherwise security person is ready to give left and right. Next 2 to 5 study hours. 5 to 6 get ready. 6 to 9 classes. 9 to 11 once again is nothing but like. So study hours dot. 2 hours. In per day minimum 5 కాపలావులు అంట మన తెలుగులో సెక్యూరిటీ పీపుల్ 5 members are there always monitoring us from morning early morning 4 o'clock to night 11 o'clock, right? Now worst 10th class he completed. In that worst life he got almost around, assume he got some 596 marks or 590 marks, assume state ranker only. Then the parent is going to call, hey, excellent, good, but whatever you studied up to this is waste. Okay, but next 2 years intermediate is nothing but very important. Every minute is important, like so immediately results also came, not required to waste a single day also. Today onwards only better to go to the college, like 2 years very horrible life in the intermediate. Are you getting? Horrible intermediate, and then MSET. Next time he may not got the good rank. Next long term MSET once again. Next he got MBBS seat in the good college. Okay, state ranker, and then he got MBBS seat in the good college. And then after completing MBBS, now the father is going to ask, Arey, whatever you learn up to this is the waste. Next 5 years MBBS is nothing but most valuable, like so the father is going to tell MBBS and then MS and then is nothing but MD dot and so on. At the age of 32nd year he is going to come out from the books. Okay, his total life is nothing but what, 60. In that 32 years already gone, he is nothing but only with the books. Then what is the feeling of this person by seeing that MD certificate? He got MD certificate in the hand. By seeing that, what is the feeling of this kid? Arey, 32 years life I wasted just because of this bloody certificate. So my childhood memories is nothing but all those things gone. Is nothing but I didn't enjoy single day of my life. Is nothing but definitely this kid is going to get. Correct or not? Okay. So what this person did is nothing but he sent this kid sent a mail to Brahma saying, Brahma, can you please can you please recreate me, restart my cycle? Because if you, because I didn't enjoy my life, is nothing but I didn't single sweet memory also not there in my childhood is nothing but gone. Can you please reborn me once again? A thread starts its life cycle, already its life started. Once again, if you are trying to restart the same thread once again, okay, restart, already life cycle started. Where is the question of restart the same thread? Immediately what will happen is nothing but illegal thread state exception we are going to get. Is it clear? Right? Very important question. After starting a thread, if we are trying to restart the same thread once again, what will happen? Illegal thread state exception, a runtime exception by default we are going to get. Just let me write the code for this. Here see, I hope you people aware, right? Okay, now here see, sir, thread T is equal to new thread I am taking. Thread is equal to new thread. Now T dot start, thread is equal to new thread, T dot start. Okay, is it valid or not? Yes, life cycle started. First time you can call start method, but after some time I am calling T dot start once again. But after some time I am calling T dot start once again, then immediately we will get runtime exception. We will get runtime exception saying illegal thread state exception. Boss, there is no such type of exception. There is no such type of thread state, illegal thread state. Like we are going to get illegal thread state exception, right? Are you able to understand? Let me show this one. Just have a look once. Here public void run method I am taking, public void run method, T dot start. After that T dot start once again. After that T dot start once again. Like now observe this point well. The code compiles fine. There is no compile time error, but the problem at runtime. Have you observed? Main method, run method, and then what the next line? Illegal thread state exception. Very important question for the entire room. Okay. After starting a thread, if we are trying to restart the same thread once again, what will happen? Illegal thread state exception we are going to get. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. At this point. Next case 9. After starting a thread, if we are trying to after starting a thread, if we are trying to restart the same thread, then we will get runtime exception. Then we will get runtime exception saying illegal thread state exception. Then we will get runtime exception saying illegal thread state exception. Like we are going to get. Okay, take this example. Thread T is equal to new thread. First time you can call start method, no problem at all. But after T dot start, if you are trying to restart the same thread, we will get runtime exception, right? Take clearly. Completed, right? That's all. So these are various cases you have to remember related to in how many ways we can start a thread. First way, defining a thread by extending thread class. Up to this there is no doubt at all. Okay, right?